Hi, I'm Alison Taife. If you haven't met me before, I am the owner and director of ICE, the Institute of Culinary Excellence. Oranges now. Segmenting oranges, great skill to have, really good to be able to do. Everybody loves an orange that's been peeled by your mum or by someone for you and had all the pith removed. My mum used to do it for Laura and I, my sister and I, we loved it. Now my husband loves this class when I do segmenting oranges because it means he doesn't have to peel it. So let's do the same technique. Let's take a little paring knife and do a top and tail. Like so. And what I want to do with this one is, I want to show you how to cut a julienne of the zest, which is quite an easy thing to do when you have one of these magnificent things. Let's show you one I haven't cut. Let's just pull off some of the zest, like so. Try and get it as long as you can. And, can't get a grip on that. There you go. All right, get it as long as you can. And now what we're going to do is take the pith off. I always love saying that because it sounds terrible, but we're going to take the pith off by using a technique that we used before. Remember with the capsicum, we just rolled the knife across? You're going to get that zest and you're going to take away as much of the white as you can, so it's almost translucent. Keep your fingers out the way, and this makes a beautiful julienne for candied orange zest. If you roll that in a little bit of sugar and leave it out on the pass, it dries out, it makes a beautiful candied sort of, or crystallise, I should say, orange peel. You can also cut it up and you can simmer it in stock syrup and then allow it to dry out, and that's like a candied kind of thing. So what we're going to do now is line this up, and again using the matte inside rather than the outside because that's harsh on the knife. We're going to use this to make our julienne of orange zest. Now that is also beautiful. If you're going to make a duck à l'orange with a beautiful jus that's flavoured with orange juice, perfect garnish would be some blanched. You sometimes blanch it because it's quite harsh raw. Give it a quick blanch and use that as a garnish with some segments of orange on your duck. It's just amazing. But again, you could use some of this candied orange zest as a garnish on, say, like a boiled apple and semolina cake, something like so. But look at that, it's so cool. And with one of these peelers, it's so easy to do. So, yeah. Perfect. It's a trick between you and I. Don't tell anyone. Alrighty. So now, once we've got that sorted, we need to take a knife that we know we can rely on is nice and sharp. Either or. I can use any knife for this, really. But I can use a paring knife if I wish. Sometimes I find the paring knife's a little bit small for me, but it's up to you. Again, remember, I want to show you how not to do it first, all right? I want you to not start like that and then finish like that. Stupid, right? What I want you to do is start where you see the flesh. Take a deep cut in and around, so you're following the barrel of the orange, so you've got no pith, just like the pineapple. Pineapple was easier because you've got those little guide core pieces. This one you're kind of guessing, but you know the shape of the orange, right? So it's not really guessing. This one you're going to take the knife to here, and you're going to use that guide line. See the guide line down there? It's showing you what to do. Just go down until the bottom's off, right? Again, you're using the guide line, you're going to sharpen it around the base. Sharpen it around the base. So look, so don't go off now, you've got to go back round, remember? So start as you mean to finish. So you go top and bottom all the way around, and I love using this little knife because I love the little point at the end, and it's super sharp, which I love. That was our mistake at the beginning on purpose, if you remember. That's not bad for an old girl. Blimey, I haven't done that for years, but that's good. All right, so we've got that. You can go around with a little paring knife and just tweak off some of that little pith on the side there, but you should be able to do it without too much work at the end. So yeah, just remember though, it's a barrel, it's a round, so don't start off like that and straighten. Start off deep, round and straighten on, and curve underneath. Now, you could slice this. Perfect. If you've got pips, you can flip out the pips. We all hate pips, right? If you are, at the moment there's Navels and Valencias around, and I love the seedless Valencias because there's no pips to have to deal with. But let's take our segment. So let's just give our board a quick wipe. And what we're going to do is we're going to get a bowl and we're going to hold the orange over the bowl as if we're about to speak to it, and we're going to use a little paring knife to take segments out of this orange, all right? So nature's given you a guide. So the segment, you all know what a segment looks like, right? We're going to cut the knife on one side of that pith line, okay, till it reaches a bit of resistance, because if it's not resistant, you're going through your hand. So till it gets to the centre of the orange, right, then you angle the knife again this side so that you are taking the centre, and there's the pip. First one I did has got a pip in it, look, boom. All right, now look at this. Think of this like a pack of cards. If you were to take your knife on that side flip it over, just like a card, and then see this pith line here? Take it, remember it's angled, because it's an angular piece of orange. Cut down that until you meet the resistance in the bottom, and again, you just lift it out and there's your segment. There's pips in this, which is annoying, because the pips are harder to work around. But anyway, we don't blame our oranges, we're skilled, we can do this. All right, so cut down until you meet, and this is like the pack of cards now, all right? Cut that way, so this side of the pith line, perfect. That one, again, there's a little pip in there, it makes it a little awkward, but it's all good. Look, there's the segments, there's the pips. If you see them, try and get rid of them, because they're annoying. And they also are hard to cut, so as soon as your knife goes in them, you screw up your segment. But there you go, another segment, perfect. So again, look, so I can get you close up here, this knife has to be as thin and as close to that pith line as possible. If not, you're wasting your orange, right? And that's not what we want to do here. Another pip. Oh, I must have the most pips in any orange known to mankind. All right, so I'm using the top 2/3 of my paring knife for this job. Again, another pip, which makes about 17 by my count. All right, there's another one there. And again, this is like the pack of cards now. Look, you all thought I was stupid when I said that, but it does remind me of a pack of cards. All right, and then you go in there like that. Now, the reason for the bowl underneath, you ask? Well, I think it's obvious. See how it's dripping? I'm collecting all the juice as well. So if I'm going to make a nice orange sauce for my duck, I've got juice and I've kept it all and it's not all over my board. Now, if I was using that other board with the lip on it, I could pour that into a bowl, but I'd much rather you learn and practice to do it over a bowl. The last one I do, another pip, just to annoy me at the last minute, I tend to do my last one slightly different because that's dangerous. I turn my knife around and I cut through the segment that way and then I'll squeeze out the remainder of the juice. Easy, right? And then I've got this beautiful, and there's another probably 10 pips in here. There's beautiful segments of orange, which is perfect for garnish, perfect for a nice salad with fennel and rocket maybe, with some smoked duck. It'd be perfect. I love it. That's the segmented orange, and that is your julienne of orange zest. So you get 2 for the price of 1 with that one.